Hey guys, it's Jeff Chan from MMA Shredded, and today I'll be showing you my favorite sweep in Muay Thai. I can't quite remember where I learned it, probably a fighter I've analyzed in the past. It's hard to land, but if you do land it, you'll send your opponent flying. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
So my favorite sweep is the running hip bump, but I'll use it only in striking because pure strikers stand more tall and don't back up as much. And if it's MMA rules, I may as well shoot for the double leg. So the first setup is to use the double step low kick first. Here I threw a punch and then took a small step forward with my rear foot to generate power, then took another step to the left with my lead foot and into a low kick. After my kicking leg retracts back into my stance, I backstepped into southpaw and pushed off the ball of that foot and stepped forward with my right foot, followed by another step with my left foot as if I am going to throw another double step low kick. You can see here that my opponent lifts his leg to check a kick, but instead I wrapped my right thigh around my opponent's rear leg hamstring and planted my right foot to the ground and immediately pushed my opponent's chest backwards and to the ground as I shot my hips forward. Here's another example. I threw my hook to double step low kick, pushed off my left foot and stepped forward with my right foot. You can see that my opponent thought it would be a double step low kick and lifted his leg to check. Instead, I stepped forward with my left foot and stepped my right leg behind my opponent's thigh and hip bumped. Another one here, I threw my hook to double step low kick, retracted my kicking leg back into orthodox, followed by another step back into southpaw, then pushed off that foot and took a step forward with my right foot, followed by another step forward with my left foot and wrapped my right thigh around my opponent's rear leg hamstring, planted my foot and pushed his chest to the ground as I shot my hips forward. One more example here. You see that I moved my right foot forward and my opponent lifted his leg to check, anticipating the low kick. So I reset, pushed off the ball of my left foot as I stepped forward with my right foot. My opponent anticipated the kick again and checked. So I stepped forward with my left foot and planted my right foot behind my opponent's rear thigh and bumped my opponent from behind. The second setup here is kicking with the lead leg first. You can see here that I threw my switch kick as a setup. Then I switched my stance, bringing my left leg back into southpaw to load up my left leg and to fake a left kick. Then I stepped forward with my right foot, followed by another step forward with my left foot and wrapped my right leg around my opponent's rear thigh. Then I planted my right foot, pushed my opponent's body to my right and into my hip bump. In this round here, I took a small step into my lead roundhouse kick, reset back in a stance, then switched my stance, loading my left leg and into my double step hip bump. Notice how my opponent is already lifted off the ground before I even planted my right foot. And when I do plant my right foot, that's when I generate the most power. Another exact same scenario here. I threw my step lead roundhouse kick, reset, then switch my stance and into my double step to hip bump. One more example with the switch kick here. After throwing my switch kicks, I switched my stance and stepped forward into my hip bump. And here are several other examples from my sparring. The third setup here I call the walk away. I literally step to the side as if I'm walking away or as if I'm trying to create an angle. And when my opponent turns to the other direction to square up with me, I double step into my hip bump. Another one here. I step to the right, and when my opponent turned to face me, I charged at him with a double step hip bump. The last setup is no setup. I charge forward into my double step hip bump when I see my opponent is moving forward at me. And as you should all know, you won't get this on your first try, or maybe you will, but here are several failed attempts that I went through before scoring the successful attempts. Remember that we all need to fail to learn.